Hey Eurovision fans, it's Tom Kunti from China, back for another Eurovision reaction video. Today I'm going to be reacting to Sekret by Ronela Hajati. She's representing Albania in Eurovision 2022. I'm going to listen and react to the music video and see how this could do in Turin. So, let's kiki. As always, you can use the progress bar if you want to skip directly to the reaction. It's usually after around 3 minutes. First of all, though, let's do a quick intro to Albania in the competition. They've actually got a pretty good qualification record. They're sitting at 61.5%, which is above average. They've qualified 3 times in a row now, but those 3 times were 8th, 9th and 10th, so they've only kind of just scraped through, which is a little bit worrying. Although having said that, when Mol went through in 2018, it ended up doing really well in the final. I think it was like 11th or so. So Albania, one of my favorite countries in the competition, because first of all, they start off the Eurovision. Well, normally they do. This year they didn't start the Eurovision season because Czech Republic had their national final very early. But usually Albania bringing the season, they have Festival Kungas, which is Fikmas. I just love how seriously they take the competition, and I feel like they've kind of underperformed a little bit. They've only been in the top 10 twice. I feel that's a little bit harsh. I would love them to be challenging for the top 10 a little bit more often. I think that Sus was very hard done by in being drawn 3rd for the final in 2012. I think that was a good chance for them to get into maybe the top 4, the top 3. But yeah, I'm a big fan of them. They do tend to skew towards big voiced women. In the last 9 years they've sent 8 women, and Eugen Bush-Papa was the only guy. So yeah, that's one thing I feel that maybe it would be nice to have a little bit of variation with Albania. It does tend to be women with quite strong, they've got lots of incredible singers. I don't blame them for picking them, but yeah, it would be nice to see a little bit of variation with Albania. And this year in Festival Kungas they chose Ronela. I've already done a reaction to it before. My initial reaction was that it had lots of interesting elements, but also sounded a little bit messy in production. It needed a little bit of editing. I haven't listened to the song since it won, purposefully because I know that Albania always does a revamp, so I was expecting this to happen, and I decided I was not going to download the song. I was not going to listen to it until the revamp came. So I've been very patient up until now. I'm actually really excited to see this. I do follow Ronela on Twitter, so I've been following some of the processes that she's been going through with the song. I know that it's going to be in English now. I've seen some of the small snippets from the music video, which looks really cool, with like a fantasy editorial element. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this. She wasn't my favorite in Fic, I'll be honest. It was Alban, who I thought had a song that was really great, dramatic. It felt like the male version of Unida Maliki song from 2019. But I'm genuinely not bitter about that. I am very much open to loving Ronela's song if she has had a good revamp, which I really hope she does. The Albanian revamps are hit and miss. They're not always successful, but I like that they are always willing to revamp and try and change their songs to maximize their chances. I like that spirit. I actually really don't remember a lot of the song as well. Okay, so this is Ronela Hajati saying Sekret. Wanna know my secret bang? Okay, volume up high, ear shattering. Ooh, there's a hitchhiker. Ooh, looks expensive. Ooh. That's a nice striking starting. God, I really don't remember this song at all. There she is. Oh, she looks pretty. Oh, I kind of remember that actually. Oh, we're getting Game of Thrones fantasy. I love it. Ooh, this sounds good. It's giving me slightly Athenian Munuken vibes. Yeah, it sounds more coherent last time. It doesn't sound jerky at all. Okay, I'm liking this revamp so far. This sounds much cleaner. I'm looking for a smoother song. Okay. Yes, this sounds much better so far. Yes, I really like this. Oh. It's very... Oh, she's got some big muscle dudes. Dodgy haircut on that guy, but okay. I love this like slightly camp editorial fantasy. Oh. Wow, these visuals are really delicious. Like really vibrant, kind of like dark magic, voodoo. Yeah, this sounds much smoother. I remember the main version, it sounded jerkier. This sounds more flowing. And she's got so many really bright, vibrant ideas. These eyes, the hair. I did see this before. The hair is amazing. Given lots of like witch vibes, fantasy stuff. Getting in some action as well with the muscle dudes. Go for it. Yeah, this sounds way more... I can already pick out the bits I like in it now. Much easier. She just feels like she's edited it well. The video is so melodramatic. I love it. Yes. She's got some great... They can pick the best ideas visually from this. It's going to have a really cool, crazy stage performance. I like this the most. I like this dark, taboo, like, witch kind of culty vibe. Really gorgeous. With the writing on their face, it feels like barbaric as well. Really, really great visuals. Yeah, really, really great. She's got so many good ideas here. This is really, 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 really elevated. I think I've been to that castle. She got all that just from looking at that dude. Okay. That's how she vets people, if she decides people to come into her car or not. I don't know. As like decision making. But I like her decision making in other aspects of the song. In fairness, whatever, he was pretty hot, so she just kind of gave in. Yeah, God, I'm really, really happy. I really, really don't remember what I listened to in, I think it would have been back in December, but I really just remember how jerky it sounded. It had those like, that twangy kind of slightly Middle Eastern sounding horn, and I really, really liked that, but I remember it felt like very jerky between the verses and the choruses, and it felt like several songs mushed together. I didn't get that vibe there. I wasn't feeling that same kind of like unsmoothness in the transitions between the verses and the chorus, so it just felt much more like one song. It felt like one song and not several songs mashed together. I was really mesmerized with the visual. I really was. I think I was probably quite distracted by them, which is not a bad thing because the visual part is huge in the competition. I really, really, really like the visuals. Really like fantasy, editorial, really dramatic. I love the bit when they were dressed in the black, kind of like as witch doctors. With the writing on the face, it felt like it was a slight like inspired by like fantasy and Lord of the Rings and kind of the orcs and Games of Thrones, and this kind of like evil but like good guy evil, and really spellbinding as watching it. So I really hope that they're going to bring that with like kind of, when they're doing that, they had the like crooked dancing a little bit like Madonna in Frozen. It did remind me a little bit of that, with where she had all the henna on her hands. That's definitely one of the better revamps for me. I'm 100% going to go in for a second listen because I want to focus just on the audio. I almost tempted to do like another listen without even looking at the visuals because they were really captivating. But that's a plus thing. You want to have captivating visuals. If they draw you in, that's definitely part of the process. I love some of the ideas that you have to really out there. There's risks here. They're not going safe with it. Like this styling with the hair is absolutely crazy, but it's so fun and interesting. Yeah, I don't think that she should bring it on stage because obviously she does that. It's really going to inhibit her movements. But, you know, she can have one of her backup dancers having that hair, bring them on, just make them walk around and then push them off, and then she can do the witch doctor stuff on her own. So, like, I really, really like this from Ronela. I think she's listened to people's feedback on the song. It sounds much, much, much smoother. She's put in some English parts. I felt like it was Albanian, English, I'm not sure. I saw her on Twitter defending her decision to put some of it in English. I wasn't sure how much of it. I'll have to check out my second listen. But overall, I feel much, much more positive about that. And I feel like I want to download that now. Whereas when I felt the original song, if I'd known it was the final version, I probably would have downloaded, but I knew that a revamp was coming. So I was like, it's a good song. I'll probably download, but I'll wait because I know the revamp is going to arrive eventually, because we always get that with Albania. So I'm really glad that she's had requests. I really want success for Albania. I want them in the top 10, challenging on that left side of the scoreboard more often, more regularly, because the amount of effort they put in. You know, I'm not saying that they're perfect. I do still think that Fic needs to be cleaned up a little bit. I find it feels a little bit non-transparent in the results. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes behind it, but yeah. So I'm not saying everything with Albania's selection process is perfect, but I still really want them to do well. I'm going to go in for a second listen. I'm really going to focus on the audio and try and focus less on the muscle dudes and the amazing costume. It's got a very strong starting, which is important. It's going to draw people in. I love her with her pared down makeup. She looks very pretty. That horn coming in early is very important because it gives you... Oh man, it sounds very familiar. Eva Simmons. This song reminds me a lot of Eva Simmons' Guaya. It's very similar to Eva. If you haven't checked out that song, check it out. It's an amazing song. Dutch artist. I would not be surprised if she was inspired by Eva. Yep. This is so much better. It really is. It just flows. That's the main word. Real tribal elements to it. And the tribal sounds are really complemented by that voodoo dancing. Little mix up now going into the second course. The video is so over the top. It's so extra, and I absolutely love it. I was just about to say it lost a little bit of steam, and then the violins come in. I'd like a little bit more intensity in the third course, but they can do that visually. Okay, that's brilliant. I really like it. It's a tiny bit, it actually reminds me a little bit of Athenian Manukian Chains on You, because it doesn't really have a very dum 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 dum. It is a little bit more of a slow riser. I wish there was maybe a little bit more climax towards this latter part, but they can cover that visually. Overall, I just love the sound. It's got a really fresh original sound. We don't really have anything that has this like very ethnic, unique sound, apart from obviously France have Alvan and Ahez have just won in France. That's more of a Celtic sound, Breton sound, whereas this is like more Eastern. It's really going to stand apart in that it's daring visually. They're going to go something that's a little bit wild and wacky and dangerous, and I like that they're someone who's not going to be super reserved and held back. She's going to really go for it, and I absolutely 100% support her. This is definitely going to rise in my rankings. I think this is going to go into my top 10. I don't know if it'll finish in my top 10, but it's definitely like more than I did the first time, and it's something I'm going to download now. I think the songs that Albania have been sending have been really good. I haven't sent a song I haven't liked since probably Anita Tarifa 2016, and I didn't dislike that song. I just thought it was a bit meh, and I thought the revamp was even more meh. So yeah, I think Albania on a great streak. I just want to see them start getting better results, and I want to see them qualifying safer, not in that 8th, 9th, 10th position. So Albania's in the first half of the first semi-final. That is a little bit difficult. Now, keep in mind, we know that on average around 4.5 people qualify from the first half, less than the second half. You know, she's already got Netherlands, Ukraine, pretty much definitely taken spots. Other than that, though, actually, there's no one else really. So I actually think she's got a decent shot, because I think those two spots are gone. We've got Switzerland's internal selection coming up. Now, based on Switzerland's recent record, we'd have to assume that they're going to send something strong. So that's 3 of those spots in the first semi-final gone. Keep in mind, since 2008, of the 26 semis, only twice has there been more qualifications from the first half of a semi compared to the second half of a semi. There are always more in the second half. So there's less spots available in the first half. That's just the crap. That's the luck of the draw. So yeah, I think 4 is a realistic number for the first half, and I think Albania can take that 4th spot. They're up against Slovenia is going to be a bit of competition for them. I don't think they're getting any competition from Moldova or Slovenia or Bulgaria. I think it's going to be probably between them and Latvia. Then again, now if Switzerland don't send something strong, Albania can jump ahead of Switzerland. So they've got a really good shot. I think they just need to go all in with the staging, go in for these really crazy costumes, really play up to the ethnic element of this. Keep up with that really beautiful fancy, that kind of elegant editorial fancy with the kind of tribal dancing. It's really interesting. It's a different viewpoint. It gives them a leg up on everyone else. There's nothing else like this in the first semi at this point in time. Obviously, France is on my qualifiers, so no one will have seen them until the final. So yeah, this has got real it's got a lot of strengths to it, and if they really play to the strengths, I think Albania can actually do quite well. So I'm really rooting for them. I hope they make good decisions. They had Sasha Jean-Baptiste with their staging last year. They went for something quite simple. It was very elegant. I think that was one of the reasons that they managed to get into the final. They had a decent song, but they were up against it, and I think they're really good staging. They've got a relationship with Sasha Jean-Baptiste, so maybe they'll bring her back again. I hope that they have something really fun and vibrant and ethnic, and I wish Albania all the best. In terms of the Eurovision app, the song has moved up 1 place. It's up to 4th now. Albania always does really well in the Eurovision app. I think the Eurovision fandom has a special place in its heart for Albania always. And people have known this song for a long time, so they're going to have a little bit of a kinship with it. But yeah, sitting 4th in the Eurovision app is not a bad place to start with. In any case, that's what I think about Sekret by Ronela Hajati. Please leave a comment in the comment section down below. And thanks so much for watching. I'm seeing another Eurovision reaction video very soon. Goodbye. I'm back for another Eurovision reaction video. I don't even know her name.